Tomato Pie. Written by Joseph Quinn. What I'm about to tell you is truly horrible. Everything about my life has been turned upside down and beaten with a stick. To start, my father, who is also my best friend on the entire planet, passed away recently. He was killed in a gruesome lawnmower accident at my childhood home. I still thank God I'm not the one who found him ripped to shreds by the John Deere tractor. My heart could not have taken that horrific scene. A passing motorist was the one who called 911. The police cleaned him up and scraped the damn tractor before I could even get there. This isn't the only tragedy that has struck my family either. When I was about 2 years old, my mother abandoned us. I don't remember much about her, honestly. I was just a baby when she up and left. As I got older, I tried to stop thinking about her altogether. Why would I want to remember the woman who left me and my dad, the kindest and greatest man I knew, for another life somewhere else? Well, my old man had a way of singing her praises, even after all she did to us. Dad would say things like,
"Your mama made the best pies in this oven."
Or,
"Your mama was the only one who could get this window to stay open."
and,
"Your mama was the best at Monopoly."
but the place that reminded him the most of Mom was our garden. Almost every time we'd be working on the garden or sometimes just walking past, he'd say things like,
"Every time I see this garden, it reminds me of your mama.
and,
Your mama spent years in that garden, making it perfect.
or,
Your mama put her heart and soul into this garden."
I never got why he had such fond memories for someone who fucked us over. But we all have different ways of coping with sadness, so I just let it be. Like I said before, my dad was my best friend. I learned more from him than anyone else in the world. He taught me how to be a hardworking, honest, and respectable man, and I'm thankful every day for him. 6 months ago, I moved out of my childhood home and accepted a really good job in Philadelphia. I was worried to tell my dad that I'd be moving out. I felt like I'd be abandoning him, like Mom did. When I broke the news to him, I got nothing but love and support back.
"I'm proud, and you know you've always got a room here, bud. Just make sure to call me once a week."
That was the last time I saw him. When the police called and told me he died, I drove as fast as I could back home. My heart broken, tears in my eyes the entire 2.5-hour drive. As I pulled into my old driveway, I was greeted by a somber police officer who tried to tell me how sorry he was. After he said the prepared condolence message, none of it I really paid attention to, I said to him, "What the hell happened?" And he took me to the spot where it happened.
"What our investigation shows us is that your father was riding on the mower, drove over this thick knot of tomato vines that extended into the yard, and the vines somehow caught and stopped the blade. Your father then dismounted the mower, attempted to lift the front of the John Deere, and that's when the blade cut through the vine and started revolving rapidly. He was cut under the blade, not enough time for him to move. Again, I am so sorry."
I never knew what people meant when they described feeling numb, but now I do. After the cop explained the horror show that were my dad's last moments, I went up to my old bedroom and laid there. For 3 days. People would call. I didn't answer. There were knocks on the door. I would yell, "Go away!" And they did. When I was ready to return to society, I was thrown all kinds of documents, legal requests, funeral arrangements, all kinds of bullshit. And I signed everything put in front of me without a second thought. Next thing I realized, I'm at a local funeral home standing next to a casket, shaking hands with people I barely know. I don't remember getting there. Everything up to that point was a blur. Yeah, I sure know what numb means now. Now it's about a month after my father's death, and some things have changed. I quit my job in Philadelphia. My father left a will and left everything to me, including the house and $25,000. And I've started to change some things. I bought the biggest TV I could find at our local Target, and a Nintendo Switch to go along with it. Zelda and Mario Kart helped to take my mind off of all the shit that was going on. I also started digging out the fucking garden. It brought me nothing but sadness. At first, it reminded me of the mother that I never knew. The mother that left us. Then it reminded me of that spot that killed my father. The only family that I had. I've spent the last 3 days digging out the garden, planning on putting grass where it used to be when I'm done. I think I found something in there. And it's fucking me up. The root to the tomato plant, the one that got cut up in my dad's mower, runs deep. Really deep. I kept digging until I hit something hard. I thought it was a rock, so I tried digging around it and was horrified to find something else. Bones. There were dirty clothes surrounding the bones. A dress, to be precise. And one more thing. A ruby ring on her wedding finger. There isn't much I remember, or care to remember about my mother. But one thing I remember clear as day is that red ring in my baby pictures. And now, I'll never forget what my dad always used to say.
Every time I see that garden, it reminds me of your mama.